Broadcasting live from the Rock and Roll RV, making this the only show you can hear and smell.
You smell something?
The Geoff and Whisp Show, mornings on 108.9 The Hog. The only show you can hear and smell. That's really great, Scotty.
Yeah, I mean...
What a dick.
You know, the thing is, too, it's like you came up with that idea, you made a bumper with it, made an intro, and then we were stuck with it, and then you doubled down and you start sending out Smellorama cards.
Oh, God.
So
did he do that? Scotty,
listening,
did you send out Smellorama cards?
I got him in the mail. I got him
He said
here.
nodding
and I'm
yes.
like, what?
He's nodding yes.
He's nodding yes to this one.
So what were... Okay, Geoff, I haven't received them, and he's showing papers that I clearly signed off on. That's good to see. What do they smell like?
So every time you use a card, it's for every one of our broadcasts, and it goes by the hour. So during the hour, you have to
So we're in
smell...
the 9 o'clock hour right now. Hello, 108.9 The Hawk. 9:04 on your clock. 108.9 on your dial.
And on your Smellorama card, it's mildewy towels that you haven't washed in around 7 weeks in your shower.
Fuck you,
I'm like,
Scotty.
why are you doing that one? I mean, you should smell the
he's
one,
got
though,
you.
that's for Skeet Ulrich.
What
we
is
have
that
a
one?
specific box that's just
What
for when
is the
Skeet comes on.
specific one for Skeet? What is that one?
That
say?
one smells like lavender and chocolate chip cookies. That one's like
my
a little
God,
bit of a
that
change
is-
when it comes to Skeet.
Whoa. Now that is true. That is truth.
That is true.
Truth in smell cards.
Which is still kind of stinky because they don't merge too well.
They don't really work.
I don't like a lavender and a chocolate chip cookie with a Skeet
I don't
Ulrich.
want any. I don't like anything. I don't like to eat lavender.
Oh, my God.
And of course, I was out at Lavender Fest earlier this
Fantastic.
year, right out by Charlottesburg, and they're like, eat some of this wisp. And I'm like, fuck you to the core.
And they do that right away.
Turn the delay on.
Just
Scotty,
turn it
if you
on
don't mind.
because if we're talking Lavender Fest,
We're talking lavender. I'm going to be using a lot of F-bombs.
Lavender needs... look, I don't want to get on a rant here, but I'm going to get on... Hold on, get me in there. Is this my new intro?
No, here it is.
Look, I don't want to get on a rant here, but lavender? How about you keep to sticking it up my nose and stop sticking it down my throat? Because it's always disgusting, and it is not a candy I want.
No.
We don't need to go back to the 1800s when it comes to diseases or eating lavender as candy. And let's just leave it at that, all right?
Let's just leave it at that. Hey, is this just leave it at that? I think it is. You know what I'm going to leave at that?
What's that, Wiz?
Flowers in food. What are you thinking? We got all these things. The aliens haven't arrived yet and taken all of our resources, which they're going to do any moment, Scotty. Any moment. I've been talking to a couple Pleiadians and a couple of, that's the Nordics, Geoff.
Of course.
Your friends. And, wow. What do we got to do around? What was the name of that segment? So was that a what do we got to do around here?
Scotty, what do we got to do in here?
Could you fire the what do we got to do around here? What do we got to do around here to not have any flowers in food? Christ on a crouton.
Jesus criminy. Barry Crimmins here. Can we get a goddamn lavender out of my
Take it
creme
out.
brulee? Thank you.
Look, I just want to dab it on my clothes that already smell like mildew. And that's where the smell comes from. That must be correct, and you were very accurate with that.
That was very true. That was
hurtful,
very true.
hurtful, but accurate. Hey, it is the Geoff and Whisp Show on 108.9 The Hawk, 9:06. Good morning. Final hour of the Geoff and Whisp Show. My God, we have had one hell of a program. We got to thank Ed Begley Jr. for coming in on the first hour. Brought his electric car in,
And he
of course.
burned it. I can't believe Ed has shifted to gas.
He's like,
all of a
oh
sudden.
my God. He's like, guys, I'm only doing leaded these days. And I'm like, where are you even getting that?
He was supposed to be on the 6 o'clock hour, and then he comes in almost just like missing his slot.
Oh. completely.
And he comes
He
in hot.
crashes into the building with one car.
Crashes in the building because
Boom.
he's running out of electricity. He can't find a goddamn
He's like,
charging station anywhere.
And then
he's like, Val Verde, what did you do? Taking all these freaking charging stations
You're
out.
taking all the charging stations, and it just drove him insane.
Because now they're just holes. You go to where there was an EV charging station, your car
God.
just falls into it like a giant pothole.
Hey, on the count of 3, let's both do our impression of Ed Begley Jr. just losing it. 3, 2, 1.
Transylvania 65000. And it was like, wow. Okay, wow.
Oh, my God. 9:07. And then the 7 o'clock hour, of course.
My God.
Whoa. Matthew Lillard
Matthew
came
Lillard.
in, and he's like, do you guys like pumpkin? And first off, Scotty he was like, oh, like it a lot, because he's fucking British. And everybody knows that's what his voice sounds like. And we purposely didn't give him any, but man, he made the best pumpkin dessert that you can make for Thanksgiving right in your own home.
And what was it again?
So it's, you got pumpkin on the bottom.
Uh-huh.
And then you just put in some yellow cake mix on top, okay?
Yes.
And then you're going to melt 4 sticks of butter. And
1,
you're just
2,
gonna
3,
pour
4.
1, 2, 3,
Salted
4.
butter.
All salted.
All
Just
salt.
the saltiest. If you could get extra salt butter, I recommend just pouring it on that baby, and then you pour it all over the top.
You go to
bake
Trader
it.
Jeeves,
Oh.
which is, of course, our bargain basement Trader Joe's.
Jeeves. You're inside Trader Jeeves, and these things we make for you, some are good, some are bad. Trader Jeeves.
And you have to go right through that s'mores aisle. Get away from the s'mores aisle.
I hate s'mores. Whenever I go in that s'mores aisle, I am immediately just like...
You're like, Jeeves, what are we doing to me here?
It's like, have you gone through the s'mores aisle? It looks as though you have. S'mores here, s'mores there, s'mores everywhere. Some s'mores fell real bad.
And Godspeed to the old man that they always put into the Trader Jeeves costume. And you're just like, just get a job at Walmart being a greeter. It's going to be much easier. Like,
And the voice is all AI. The voice is all AI, but they have to have an old man controlling the body.
And that man is Abe I.
Abe
Who's
I.
one of the best in the biz. Abe I has got an
Abe
AI voice.
we doff our caps to you and your job at Trader Jeeves. And, you're in there, you're in the little suit, and then Jeeves is singing a song. He's like, all of the wonderful greenery we have and the trail mixes here. And you hear Abe I's voice.
Yeah.
And he's just like, help me.
And then you go,
Please.
Abe, I'm looking
like,
for some
Abe?
hatch chili, mac and cheese with Szechuan barbecue Brussels sprouts in it. And they go,
holy hell.
do you want the Brussels sprouts? Go to aisle 4. Do you want the Brussels sprouts? Have some more at Trader Jeeves.
Sometimes I'll just go up to them. I'll go up to the goddamn costume, and I will just shake them. I'll just pull them, and I'll go, where's the Manchego cheese,
And he doesn't feel anything because, as we all know, the Trader Joe's costume is an inflatable costume. And it makes him 9
in the
feet
middle.
tall.
He's so big.
Looks like he's like 400, 500 pounds. And you know one thing about Abe. He is
One thing about Abe,
70
pounds.
78
78 pounds.
78 wet. You gotta let me finish. And he goes in wet.
My
often into that
favorite
costume.
Skinamax movie, 78 wet.
Shannon Tweed.
Oh, my God.
Gonna be playing on Channel 8 soon, I hope.
Really?
The highly edited version. So it's gonna be like a commercial. It's gonna be in between 2 commercials for Trader Jeeves.
Oh,
but it's
God,
going to be fantastic. I
cannot wait for
and
that.
it'll just be in between episodes of Dream On where they've edited out all of the nudity, and you're just like, what the hell is this show?
Dream is my dream come true. I always hoped that would be part of it, that Steven Tyler would show up on an episode of HBO's Dream On. The worst
might
show.
Have been Showtime. Might have been Showtime.
Was it Showtime?
I think it might have been Showtime.
Well, if it was on Showtime, it was still the worst show HBO ever did.
100%. Definitely the worst show. But what would have made it better if every time a blonde woman opened up her shirt to Brian Benben, the star of Dream On, you hear, Dream On! Dream On! And then probably watch some clip of the Little Rascals or something.
Oh. Hey, the Geoff and Whisp Show brought to you this morning in the 9 o'clock hour by Crafty Jacks right here in Val Verde.
The Geoff and Whisp Show is brought to you by Crafty Jacks, Craft Store, and Children's Playground. Crafty Jacks. Crafty Jacks.
Whoa!
Jesus Christ.
Is he in here?
You keep coming back to Crafty Jacks.
Oh, I tell you, if nothing makes you want to go down to Crafty Jacks more than that jingle, you're missing out.
It's
on
so
a-
nice that they got the Drunk Barbershop Quartet and the Residents to team up to
Holy
make a
Christ.
theme song for them.
Oh, God,
My
I
God.
hate it. I hate it
Hate
almost
every
as
second
much
of it.
as I love it. I'll tell
Don't
you
get
something.
salted butter at Crafty Jacks either. That's what I'll tell you. That's a big warning.
Really?
You don't want to get it, and let's just leave it at that.
At Crafty Jacks, the craft store and children's playground, you're saying I shouldn't go to the one fridge that they have in the front for
That's
Cokes
the problem.
and
Cokes
Sprites
Yeah.
and salted butter. That's
and they
the
only
three
have
things in
Gatorade
there.
Zero,
Oh, my God.
and
It's
the
like, I need
flavor
a little
just says
sugar in
fucked
there.
up. And you're like, really?
It's also, it's not even a color. It's one of the ones
No.
that's like an off gray. And you're
No.
like, fucked up Gatorade. Well, I am dehydrated. We'll find out how that works. Hey, we're also going to find out how traffic works.
8.9 The Hawk Traffic with Art Spart.
Wow. Looks like we have a little bit of a backup on Hog Street for a little fender bender. Got about a 20-minute delay on Dennis DeYoung Avenue from school getting out of Mr. Roboto High School, so keep that in mind if you're trying to get to an appointment. But the one you probably didn't expect, Geddy Lee Lane is at a standstill. Now, you might have guessed there would be traffic. That is rush hour for you. And that is not a rush pun, that is just fact. But the reason there is traffic, well, that's not the one I expected. Currently, we have no movement because the street has become a battle of the Crimsons. King Crimson, to be exact. We all know Beat played last night. And I don't have to explain to you because the Enormo Dome was sold out to see them. But that is, of course, Adrian Ballou, Down 11, Steve Vai, and Danny Carey playing the 80s songs of King Crimson. And the whole time we were grooving out to the sounds of Neil and Jack and Me because, again, sold out. We were all there, everybody. But you were probably wondering, why is Robert Fripp letting this happen? That not-so-lovable curmudgeon control freak seems like he would put a stop to this. Well, apparently Fripp thought that as well. And he showed up in Val Verde ready to fight. And fight they did, and fight they are. When Beat wrapped up their show, Fripp was waiting for them outside of the venue on Hog Street, literally, Fripp style. He was just sitting in a chair, guitar in hand, silent, sitting upright, surrounded by a wall of amps and pedals. No words needed to be said. At least Adrian Ballou and Tony Levin had dealt with this before. They knew that Fripp was hungry for a fight. And this one was going to be to the death. And so far, no one has died. Yet. But it has been raging since last night, well into the morning, like a prog version of Street Fighter 2. Nothing but weird Fripp guitar tunings and circular riffs to make the members of Beat nauseous, while Tony Levin currently has funk fingers on every one of his fingers, and he is just pummeling the bass and the ground, creating little mini earthquakes. And Steve Vai has grabbed onto his stupid handle that he puts onto his guitars and has made it into a makeshift axe. Meanwhile, Ballou has put on 3 more suit jackets for some undetermined reason, and Danny Carey is hardly paying attention. Lost in a world of polyrhythms, and is for some reason playing a Bill Hicks stand-up routine behind him. And yet, Fripp still unfazed. He will not give up, especially now that his wife is half naked dancing behind him. Toya! It is a battle to end all battles, which means we are stuck in traffic to end all traffic. So good luck, Charlottesburg, in getting Beat to show up at the next stop of their tour, since I think this fight is going to last for a while. Especially now that there it is. The ghost of Keith Emerson has shown up for no particular reason, pulling the knife out of his Rhodes piano, and it's unclear whose side he will be fighting for. Well, just another day in traffic in good old Val Verde, huh? Yep. And that's been traffic from the Bert's Funeral Flowers traffic desk. I'm Art Spart on 108.9 The Hawk.
With Bert's Funeral Flowers, with Bert's Funeral Flowers.
You know, that happens anytime, really. You get some of those old prog bastards together, and they're going to pull something like that. They are going to pull... You know who wouldn't pull that? Slash.
Oh, God, no.
He'd finish you in the first round. You know what's under that hat?
A gun.
A big one.
Ooh.
It's Guns N' Roses. On The Hawk.
Hi, I'm Brad Shankson, and I have two loves in my life. The hard rock supergroup Bad Company and delicious, delicious fudge. Well, what if the two greatest things in the world were merged together into one fantastical mess? Well, query no further, as I, Brad Shankson, am opening the Bad Company Fudge Company. Are you ready for fudge? Oh, baby, I am ready for fudge. Delicious, delicious fudge combinations, accompanied by names that are whimsical turns on famous Bad Company songs, like Feel Like Making Fudge, Can't Get Enough of Your Fudge, Good Fudgin' Gone Bad, Ready for Fudge? Fudge Me Somebody, Rock and Roll Fudgecy, and Shooting Star, Fudge. I can't get enough of your fudge. Can't get enough of my fudge. Brad Shankson's fudge. So come on down to the Bad Company Fudge Company, located right down here in Val Verde, on the corner of Paul Rogers Avenue and Boz Burrell Way. Come for the fudge and stay for the magical world of Bad Company that you will enter, that will make you realize that they are the greatest band that ever existed. And if you think anything different, you're wrong. Dead wrong. Feel like making fudge for you. So come on down.
Wrap it up. We'll ship it. Wrap it up. We'll ship it. Wrap it up. And that's all you have to do to ship something with the fabulous Thunderbirds shipping company, who promises to get your packages from point A to point B faster than UPS or FedEx. How? With a fleet of Ford Thunderbirds. That's how. Every year, every make. As soon as you drop off your package, one of their drivers immediately hops into a Thunderbird, and they're off. And yeah, they can fit anything in a Ford Thunderbird, as long as it's already goddamn wrapped. So, wrap it up. We'll ship it. Wrap it up. We'll ship it. The fabulous Thunderbirds Shipping Company, now shipping worldwide. Please remember to wrap your package. The fabulous Thunderbirds will refuse to deliver your package if it has not been wrapped. You can ask, why don't you wrap it for me? And the fabulous Thunderbirds will answer, we don't have the equipment to do that, nor will we ever purchase that equipment. So stop asking. Not available in Florida. Grandparents, great-grandparents, parents. Yep, that's pretty much our demographic. 108.9 The Hawk. You know that part, Scotty, Geoff, Kegstand, Art, Jason, that part in the song where he's like, ma, 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 ma. I'm like, what? You know you're Stephen Stills, right?
Maybe he doesn't.
I mean, maybe in that situation, he's just like, I don't know who I am, and I'm crying out in a language that I kind of know. And just a bit. Maybe I shouldn't have put this in here. And that's a lot of Stephen Stills songs. Let's get down to it. That is a lot. Very good friend of mine. Very close, good friend of mine.
God.
Probably my favorite member of Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. And, every time I hear that song, which I love, Sweet Judy Blue Eyes, and I'm like, what the hell is he saying?
I've never known.
Do you know?
I don't, because here's the
Oh,
problem.
you were raising your hand. You're like, I know. And I'm like, oh, hello, good sir. Welcome to Trader G's.
I was going to say, every time I think, what the hell is he saying? But then I get very distracted because I don't know if it's goddamn Crosby, Stills, or
I don't know
Nash.
if it's goddamn Crosby, Stills, or Nash.
Who's yelling out when they go, like,
I think it's another
Steven.
Steven Stills. I think
think
it's
that's
a
Stills?
second Stills.
What if this? Imagine this.
That's
Imagine a world.
Stevен.
Imagine a world that's Young.
Imagine a world.
Young just showed up. Out of
Oh, it's just
nowhere.
Young. He's like,
He's
hey,
in the
guys. And they're like,
background.
whoa, the mics are running. That'll work. Hey, maybe. And they're like, hey, maybe we form a band, Neil. And he's like, maybe not. And then, then they talk him into it later down the road. And
They tricked him.
classic rock was made for everyone. Oh, the Geoff and Whisp Show on 108.9 The Hawk. Pull up a chair, sit down to the buffet of radio magic we're giving for you right here on 108.9 The Hawk this morning. And it wouldn't be, we're well known in our community. We do serve the Val Verde Valley more than any other radio station in Val Verde that is historically known, that is officially known. And because of that, we do have to do Community Calendar, a service of the Geoff and Whisp Show on 108.9 The Hawk. And what is that?
My goodness.
I never heard a woman moan in that before,
I did
Scotty.
not either. The little,
What is she?
My
Whoa!
God. Interesting. Is that Neil Young again?
Was that Neil? Is Neil Young in the Community Calendar music,
God.
Scotty? Well, that would make sense because
just keeps
Neil
showing
is
up.
selling his train set down at Zazzers on the 15th. If you've ever wanted to buy Neil Young's favorite train set, now the one he's gonna hand it to you in boxes. And he's going to go like, he's going to hand it. He's going to be crying his goddamn Canadian/American ass off as he's handing it to you, but he wants to sell it. He wants to get rid of it. He doesn't need it no more. So you're going to be taking it. That's the 15th down at Zazzers.
And I'm going to be there, but you know where else I'm going to be?
Oh, I hope you tell me, Geoff.
On the 17th at Flappers, we, of course, have Battery Fest. And that is the time of year, finally, where everyone can get all those weird batteries that you aren't AA, aren't AAA, ain't 9-volt, and they ain't even C's.
Nope.
This is when you buy some weird toy for your nephew and it immediately runs out of battery, and you're like, what the hell is this giant disc?
I want the biggest battery that isn't a car battery for any kid's toy.
And flat as hell and hard to get
Flat
at.
as hell, and you're breaking your thumbnail trying to get that out. You're just like,
Oh, Jesus. And you don't break it completely. You pull back. You pull back the nail so you just start. And then you got to stop. Don't swear. Don't swear. The kid's right there. Don't. God damn it. And then they're like, did you get the battery yet, sir? It's like, get the hell out of here. I'm
you don't
pissed
get
off.
toys. You don't get toys.
No
And you
more
know where you-
noises. No more noises
No
from
more
your
noises
toys.
from you.
No more noises from you. No more noises from the helicopter toy.
Shut the hole.
But now that it's Battery Fest, you can fill in
Battery
the
Fest.
noise, and then you're going to get less noise from the kids, and it's going to be fantastic. They've got 3-volt. They've got, is this a hearing aid battery? And I think that's the official name for those.
Is this?
And you can only buy them in bulk, and then it's going to last you the entire year, hopefully, but you better plan right. Battery Fest down
And
at Flappers.
Jeff, let me ask a question. Just a follow up here on
Yes.
Battery Fest.
Hold
over
on.
Here.
We've got some
Over
questions.
here, over here,
Whisp
over here.
Turlington,
Oh,
yes.
thank you. I do have. Are they going to have those big ass Tesla batteries that Nikolai Tesla made, where you put them out in the yard and they all just randomly connect, and you're just like, whoa, he was from Venus.
100% Venus batteries. You're going to be able to
Boom.
buy them in bulk. It's going to be fantastic. And that's the Battery Fest only at Flappers. And of course, remember, there will be a weird battery wing flavor down at Flappers.
Oh, I hope so. Hey, we all know that it's scary to go to Shooter's Bar and Buffet to see some good rock and roll bands, but we got some good rock and roll bands for you happening on the 22nd. Daddy's Little Girl, Silk Stockings, Baywatch Nights, and Master of Puppies. Now, you all thought that maybe they had died on the cruise. They didn't.
No.
They did not die on the cruise.
Almost.
Almost?
Almost.
At least one member of each band R.I.P. Rest in power.
Rest in power. One
And most of
random
Silk
member.
Stockings. There's only, basically, the only original member of Silk Stockings is the auxiliary percussionist. The guy that does the bells at the end of each song where it's like...
Exactly.
He, like, really puts his hand through it.
It's just him and then their sound guy, who did
Yep.
used to get credit. He got
Yeah, he
credit
used
just
to.
like Rollins' band would give credit
Yep.
to the sound engineer, but he only shows up and I say, I ain't no liar, Henry Rollins. I ain't no liar. And,
Whoa. Was Henry Rollins in the
oh
room?
my God, dead on Henry
No, that
Rollins.
was me. That was just my killer.
Put it on your
Henry
Friday's
Rollins.
character reel, because that
There
was
we
going to
go.
be a winner.
I'm putting it on TikTok right now, and
Oh, my God.
nobody watched it. What?
Oh.
Wow. What else
Gotta
is
love-
going on in
gotta
the
love
community?
TikTok social media, but you
gotta love the TikToks.
you know what else is going on?
Oh, please.
December 27th,
Ah!
2 days after Christmas, the Nobody Watched It TikTok-a-thon. It's going to be down
Nobody
at the
watched it.
Vertical Movie Theater.
Yep.
One of
Perfect
the best.
place to see it.
Perfect place. It's just going to be just a collection. It's kind of like those Spike and Mike twisted animated shorts film festivals that they used to do with real fucked up cartoons. But
never
instead,
liked
this-
them.
Never
No.
liked them.
Never
I was
liked
always
them.
like,
Little
if it
too
ain't Bugs
fucked up.
Bunny, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, a little too fucked up for me. I'm a Looney Tunes or a Merry Melodies man, personally.
My God, it's nothing like. I only want to watch cartoons that were shown at Ground Round.
No.
Like if you're showing it you're eating some kind of funky fried chicken and speaking of Trader Joe's, some really salty popcorn.
If you're looking for the saltiest popcorn, aisle 4. If you're looking for the saltiest popcorn, here's some more.
Here's some
Trader
more.
Joe's.
And so if you want to watch Heckle and Jekyll cartoons, I'm into it.
Oh,
but,
you better go on down to Ground Round.
But if we're watching, and we'll be at Ground Round, but that's another one on the community calendar.
That's
of
another
course.
one.
The
next
only
Tuesday,
surviving
we'll be
Ground
down
Round
at
in all of
Ground
America
Round.
is still in
It's
Val Verde.
Val Verde. Come on out. You're like, oh, God. You're listening to this right now because it is a podcast as well, and people do hear this in, like, Ireland and Japan and Canada.
Uh-huh.
And all the places that aren't Val Verde. Val
Hungary.
Verde's listening. We don't even have to fucking question that.
Oh, no. We know they're
But
listening.
we
We know
know
they're
that, but-
listening, and we know they're smelling in Val Verde.
They're going to be listening, and they're going to be like, oh, God. I could really go for some Ground Round right now.
Of course. And that's your Irish accent, of course.
That's
right?
that was my Irish. Thank you very much. I was not
Tip of the hat
asked
to your accent.
to be in the Irishman, even though I called Marty 3 times and he said no. Hey, finally, the 29th of December, going down to the great. Sorry, excuse me, I read that wrong, Scotty. Go on down to the Great Chicken Pox Museum. Of course, I fuck up they're one of the wealthiest families in Val Verde, and I fuck up their name every time. The Greats.
The Greats.
They have all survived chicken pox. And if you've got nothing but a ton of money and you're not doing it to help anybody, you're doing nothing with that money to help a single goddamn singular soul. You might as well make something as dumb and useless as a chicken pox museum. And you can go on out there. That's the opening of the Great Chicken Pox Museum on the 29th, right there on Hog Street. God bless
We don't
us
know
all.
what the hell is going to be in there. It is humongous.
No idea.
It is.
No
It's an old
idea.
Costco that became
Really?
for Spirit
Wait,
Halloween.
well then what happened to the Costco? Do we not have a Costco anymore?
No. Costco's gone. We went back to a price club, but you got to go to
Scotty, you
Charlottesburg for the
renewed
price
me.
club. Yeah, and you were a gold member too. I saw that.
Costco Gold.
Costco Gold.
Do you know what happens when you're Costco Gold?
What happens when you're Costco
They
Gold?
give you a bag.
Oh my God.
You're
They
like,
give you
how am I going to carry all this horse shit to my car? And they're like, wait a second, are you gold? And I'm like, I am gold. They're like, well, here's a bag. You put it in the bag.
And I've
then
heard
you-
when you're gold, they only check your face to your ID
when
5
you're
times.
gold. They only, I don't, they've never.
Only 5 times. Every time
Yeah.
you pick up something, if you're not gold, they
Yeah.
go, hold on. Where's the ID? We're
give it
cracking down.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on. Oh, it's a separate entrance, too. You go in through the roof. It's a fireman's pole. You just go down, and then they check you once. They're like, all right.
That's what In
But
Through
not
the
anymore in
Outdoor
Val
was
Verde,
about, right?
apparently.
That's what
Breaking
In Through the
news.
Outdoor was about, I
Oh,
believe.
that's every song in Led Zeppelin's In Through the
About
Outdoor.
riding
It's
a fireman's
about a
pole.
fireman's pole.
They were like, whatever, John Paul Jones, you can write the lyrics for this one. He's like,
okay, sure, fuck, I'm not going to do anything about this. And John Paul Jones is like, yes, finally, in your face.
Paul Jones time, yeah.
JP. And none of the other members of Zeppelin will go in with his chant. They're just like, you want us to do this? He's like, JPJ.
And they're like, what does JPJ even stand for? And then you realize they didn't even know his full name.
And it stands for Aleister Crowley.
Oh, my God.
Mr. Crowley. And that's been Community Calendar right here, a service of the Geoff and Whisp Show on 108.9 The Hawk. Yep. Okay. We're still doing the show. We're still on the air. Having a good time.
A fantastic time, can I say. Not just a good time.
A fantastic time.
The first couple hours of our shifts.
Yeah, when Begley was in here, literally when Begley was in here,
my God,
Geoff, I was like, we're gonna fucking die today.
I mean, I've thought I felt close to death before, but then I realized I've never met Ed Begley Jr.
The one time that I felt very close to death is when I was trying to take some of those really like 90s band pictures of myself on the train tracks. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, of course.
I'm down there on the train tracks, and you know what happened, Geoff?
Your duster got caught on the train tracks.
Yes,
longest leather duster I've ever seen.
And I'm just pulling. I'm going, come on, duster. Wait, and you know what? You know what's coming down the track?
A train.
A train.
Oh, my goodness.
Train's coming down. It's not just one. It's two trains on top of each other, driven by the band Blackfoot.
Wait, it wasn't the band train.
And he's just, and this is the type of train that only sounds like a harmonica. And you're like, please, Duster. Please, Duster.
A Doppler effect of two trains will get
and Blackfoot's like, kill him, and then he's playing faster, and he just keeps, he's like he's eating corn. He's playing the harmonica so fast, and I'm like, I'm gonna die here today. Oh, it's Blackfoot on the Hawk. From Life is a Highway to Ladysmith Black Mambazo Bridge. To the Dunston Turnpike. All the way around Richie Sambora Loop. If you're trying to drive these roads, you need to know how to get through them safely. And you're only going to get that with Spart Traffic every morning on the Geoff and Whisp Show on 108.9 The Hawk. Everything you've heard is true. Well, I mean, if everything you've heard involves 108.9 The Hawk bringing back the hawk trees this holiday season. Yeah, we did it. The hawk trees are back, and they're up all around Val Verde Valley Mall. And if you want to go down there and help a child in need this holiday season, just walk up to any one of our hawk trees, pick a name off the tree, and that's going to tell you what the kid's name is and what they want for this holiday season. And yeah, getting the names off of the tree could be difficult because, yes, again, like every year, and I don't know why we haven't changed it, there is a very violent, hungry hawk at the top of every single hawk tree in the Val Verde Valley Mall. But these kids need your help, so you're just gonna have to take a chance that could end things for you, but maybe not. The hawk trees all around the Val Verde Valley Mall, thanks to your friends right here on 108.9 The Hawk. Twice as hard from the album Shake Your Money Maker. It's the Black Crowes. So glad they're back together, Geoff. So glad that the Robinson brothers have finally put their differences aside to make some money through records and touring.
If there's one thing that's going to bring family back together,
records
and touring. And the money procured from both of those.
And you know what, Geoff? I'm looking at TikTok all the time, and I hear that song. It's my favorite Black Crowes song. Thank you for playing it, Scotty. It's my you would think that I'm a Remedy man. I do love Remedy.
I say that every
I like the part of Remedy where he's
man.
like, I love the part of Remedy. He's where like, I need a remedy, and I'm like, oh yes, I get it. But I'm on TikTok.
Little known fact, by the way, before you go to your
Oh,
TikToks,
please.
that's where they got the inspiration for Chili's baby back ribs.
Aye.
From Black Crow's Remedy.
And people say you don't learn anything from terrestrial radio anymore. People say that.
And that makes me sick.
To
I
me.
want to vomit
Oh, yeah,
all over
I wanna
everyone who
puke.
says that.
I want to puke all over them anytime they
Because
say
look,
that.
I get it. We used to get all of our knowledge from terrestrial radio a couple years ago. I mean,
We were teachers, just as much as your teachers are for your children.
much like the comedians or the jesters who can speak
Oh.
to the king the way no one else could, terrestrial
the-
radio DJ
Jeff
hosts
Dunham.
are the
Jeff
learned members.
Dunham.
Jeff Dunham. I mean,
My favorite comedian.
you get a ventriloquist in there, you got a double jester.
I don't even. He doesn't even need to open his mouth and throw his stupid voice into
my
one of his
God.
racist puppets.
My
As soon as I see it, I'm just laughing. I'm on the floor. I'm on the floor of Dingbats, and I'm just losing my
And I gotta
mind.
say,
I'm
my
like, where's it
favorite
come
Jeff
from?
Dunham
Where's it
special
come
is
from?
definitely throwing my stupid voice through this
Jeff
racist
Dunham.
puppet.
Throwing my stupid voice through this racist puppet. It's now on Channel 8 plus
My
minus.
God.
But what I was saying is
You're
I
on
get
the
onto
TikToks.
TikTok and I'm going through and I'm like, ha 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 ha.
And you're
then
swiping
I'm
like your
swiping,
age. You're
I'm
just
swiping,
throwing a finger high
I'm
in the
just
air. after
throwing
every
one
swipe.
finger.
One
and
finger.
I'm just like, one up, one up, one up. And then
In every
I
other
don't-
video, you're taking out your readers.
I'm like, hold
You're
up.
putting on the readers. You're moving
this
them
one?
around. Then you take them off again. Another big swipe.
But I got to tell you, Jeff, all of the ads that I've been getting lately are for these pills that help you with erectile issues. That's all I'm going to say.
Really?
And they're and it's like the dumbest motherfucker you've ever seen in your
my
life.
God.
And he's like, when I have problems like that, I chew on a Chewy. And he pops it in his mouth, and it just the camera flies across the room. It hits it. It knocks it off of its little its little iPhone holder, and he's like, I'm over here. And you can hear him running to get it. And I'm like, why haven't they used twice as hard by the
My
Black
God.
Crowes in those ads yet?
I mean,
you
here's
could have
the
played
thing.
that while you're running over for your little iPhone thing.
Look, I'm going to just say it.
Is this I'm just going to say it? Okay, here we go.
Look, TikTok, I'm just going to say it. If I got ED, I ain't going to be buying anything from hims. I ain't even going to be buying anything from hers. I'm going to be buying my erectile dysfunction medicine from Crows. The only Black Crows sponsored erectile dysfunction medicine, because they are the ones that have the remedy for my lack of boner. I'm just going to say it. And I said
I think you said it. And the beginning of that would just be Chris Robinson standing there. Okay, you got full body Chris Robinson. He's standing there, leather pants, and
it
then
better be the long version
Full-
of TikTok, because he's
you're
a
like-
long man. We call him long
he's
shanks.
long.
around here.
You're gonna need the bigger iPhone to get long shanks on.
You
there.
gotta- if you're on
You
an iPhone
gotta
6,
have-
you ain't seeing Robinson.
Good luck. You're just gonna see the top of his head, honestly. But here's what's happened. So he's in there. He's full crow. He's in it, and then he pops a Crows.
And we ain't
and then
talking Cameron or Russell. This
We're
is
not
full
talking
black.
Cameron. Love Cameron. One of my good best friends in the entire world. Russell, an enemy. Russell
One of my-
Crow
one of your
is
best
one of
good,
my
best enemies.
best good enemies ever. But okay. So Chris Robinson's standing there, full crow, and he's just like looking around. You think that you're watching a Rock the Vote, and it's not.
God.
And he pulls out the biggest pill. They're huge. These are like everlasting gobstopper size, like
Jesus
movie
Christ.
everlasting gobstopper, not
Yes.
the crap that you'll get in the box.
No.
And he
Like in the movie where it's all these like weird things jutting out.
so many things and so many other balls, and when you get a gobstopper out of the box, you're like, whoa, this isn't right.
Because I
That's
gotta
not
say,
what
that, just to say, that everlasting gobstopper from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory looks painful in the
Oh
mouth.
my god! But
It's like
that's
you're
what
putting
crows are
spikes.
like.
That's what
Crows.
crows
The
are like.
the ED pill brought to you by the Black Crow. So he's there, full crow,
Full crow.
and he pops this thing. He just right down the gullet, and then you hear, and he's just swallowing. He's just going,
Oh my god.
and he's chewing like a cow, chewing cud,
Crow style.
crow style. And you're like, he hasn't said a word. He hasn't said a word. But his leather pants are off. They're gone.
His leather pants are saying more words than he would
They
be
have
saying.
because everyone knows that crows make you twice as hard, and
Make
that
it twice
is
hard. And the leather pants,
the
the
motto.
leather pants want to get the hell out of there because they're like, we want to exist.
But he hasn't even noticed that his pants are gone. He's just like,
He's full crow.
and Rich Robinson's across the room, and he's going, Chris. Hey, Chris. Your pants, bro. Bro, your pants. And he's Chris. Hey, Chris.
And I
then
got to
he get-
say, I see
Then
this
he
ad.
gets shoved to the ground. He
I
gets
see
shoved
this
to
ad
the ground,
500 times on Hulu.
and then the logo goes up. Crows. Twice as
Goes
hard.
up. And I'm like, what was I watching? What we do in the shadows? But now I'm just thinking about full crow right in front of me. And just,
Full
you know.
Crow.
But it works.
True.
That's why I said that's why the only erectile dysfunction I'm going to buy is that. That's what I'm saying.
Truly my favorite. Wish they would sponsor us. They didn't. That was a freebie.
No.
That was indeed
that's just because we
a
believe in the
freebie.
product.
Hey, let's go to weather.
It's time for weather on 108.9 The Hawk.
3, 2, 1. It's
Cold.
cold. Still cold in Val Verde. If you expected anything else, you're a monster. Sorry.
And are you a monster? And these are the
and if
questions
you-
that we're
Hey, if
throwing
you're a
out
monster,
here.
if you're a monster, you're gonna get killed by our traffic director, Art Spart. Hey,
That's
you know,
how it works.
Jeff, I was out at Shuckle McGillicuddy's Props and Magic store the other day. You ready to run down there on Hog Street? You're just
when
looking
am I
for
not
like
there? I mean,
it's only really, really dark films.
yes.
Like the props and gags and all of that stuff is down there. And
The bottle of
there's-
Tylenol from the movie Anatomy of a Fall was just like, I was like, I can't believe I'm seeing this in real life.
I'm like, me? You're saying me? I get to see this? I was shocked to see the copy of Huey Lewis in the News 4. That
God.
I was going to say Justine Bateman, but it's not Justine Bateman.
Right.
Patrick Bateman in
Patrick Bateman.
American Psycho. It was the actual copy of 4.
Right.
And I'm like, well, he had some points.
And just covered in brains, though. That's the
Covered
thing
in
with it.
brains. But
And you're shocked by it, but then you realize it's like, well, it's right next to an apron from Zone of Interest. And you're like,
Oh.
"Ooh,
there we go.
my God,
There
what are we doing
go.
here, McGillicuddy?
Hey, want to let you know that this hour is also brought to you by the fine folks at Flemington Laxatives. Scotty, any other copy on that?
Yeah, literally, we're just being brought by Alexa. Are we supposed to come up with some for Flemington?
What do you want me to? It's hard to go, and if you need to go real bad, real hard, Flemington Laxatives.
And I
That
would
was
say,
my-
if
you go, you
mine
go.
is just, I have to poop. And that's, of course, Ed Begley Jr. as the spokesperson.
Well, he said that. The first thing that was literally
was
he
when he
didn't know the
came
mics
flying
were
in.
on. He didn't know the mics were on, and he was so angry. And the first thing he said, and I was just like, "Man, I love your work." He's like, "I have to poo." He did a voice. It was
the
creepy
voice.
as can be. He
The
did a voice.
crazy
It
part
didn't
is
even
the
sound like
voice
Ed
he
Begley.
used. The voice he used is what I always imagined his voice would be if he spoke in This Is Spinal Tap.
Really?
As the drummer. I always thought when they're playing Give Me Some Money, after that drum roll, when it goes, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, he go, I have to poo. But hey, I'm a
He's-
dreamer, you know?
Oh my God!
What's up?
He's in the green room.
Oh, no. Don't tell me we got Begley.
Scotty, is he? Oh, he's angry.
My
He's
God.
in there pounding his
He's
hand,
angry.
his little
And I can,
Begley
I-
hands.
and most people
Little
don't realize.
Begley Jr. hands.
He's got big Ed Begley Jr. hands, and he goes, "Oh my! I can read lips. Most people don't realize this. I can see it through the glass."
What is he saying? What's he saying? What's
He's
he saying?
saying, "Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry."
Or
Which
at least
is
he's not
interesting.
saying.
He's pulling a
"I have
Bixby."
to poo."
That is, I mean, at least for Scotty's. I'm
Fuck
like,
you.
I have
Fuck-
to poop. Can't stand. Oh,
Well,
wait,
we
you
know
waited your
that.
whole
That's a
time
normal
to
thing.
that. Can't
Jesus
stand.
Christ, can't
Christ.
stand.
My God. Guess we can get you some of that laxative. That's our sponsor. But Mike, I am very scared of Begley over there.
I am so fucking scared. You know what I'm going to need, Scotty? I'm going to need. As soon as you can, come in here. But don't let Begley bring it in here, or do not let him drink.
No, sir. Do not.
Do
let him
not.
drink.
Scotty, no.
Scotty,
Do not let him drink.
this is just like Gremlins. Do not give water
This
to
is
a
worse than
mogwai.
Gremlins.
Yes,
Gremlins
do
would be
not
a
give wine
good
to a
situation
Begley.
to have. You don't want to give wine to a 9 a.m. Ed Begley Jr. because we don't know what he'll turn into.
We don't know.
We don't know what he'll turn into.
ain't gonna be
Scotty's
good.
pouring it in his mouth. Scotty's pouring it in his mouth.
Oh, God. Jesus. You know, we got the soundproof glass there, but he's so loud, he's going right
He's
through
so
that.
goddamn loud.
My God. Pumped
Hey.
up Begley.
That Ed Begley Jr. segment was brought to you by our fine folks down at Drugmore. Now, they're currently celebrating St. Patrick's Day 2028. So you got plenty of time to go down there and get your St. Patty's Day decorations at Drugmore.
It's like I was in Drugmore for 5 minutes, and they went through...
Wait. Can you say that like you're an actual customer at Drugmore in the commercial?
Okay,
3, 2, 1,
hold
go.
You know, when I was in Drugmore for even 5 minutes, they went through 4 holidays and 3 years in a 5-minute span. Drugmores.
Okay, my turn.
I got my augmentin refilled at Drugmore. And when I looked in my bag, there was one augmentin. And then the rest of it was filled with cocaine.
Drugmore, fine sponsors of the Geoff and Whisp Show. Oh my God!
Early in
got
the
so much-
morning at Drugmore.
Yeah. Oh my.
Early in
God.
the evening. You don't want to be there either. It's really
Well, we
fun.
got a great show for you tomorrow on the Geoff and Whisp Show. Also, got to let you know, Jeff and Melinda Tilt coming up in the next hour. Of course, they'll have your liquid lunch time, all your requests if they can stop fucking fighting for 5 minutes.
I mean, if I'm seeing that Jeff
do it.
Tilt's over there with Ed Begley Jr. pounding the more wine, then the Lakini's juice is flowing between the two of them. I think the Tilts are gonna be fighting during liquid lunchtime.
Oh, if only this were a video and you could see the monster that Ed Begley Jr. has become, just beating the shit out of our producer Scotty right now. I've never seen anything quite like it. And honestly, I wish our show had more to go, but it doesn't. Coming up tomorrow, our good buddy Peter Cetera is dropping by, and he's going to talk shit about Chicago because that's what he does every time he's here. He doesn't even like plug anything. No. He's literally like, those guys. And I'm like, all right.
Scotty just set up a recurring calendar event in the calendar, and it just says "talking shit with Cetera." You're like, all right, we know
that
this
might
is
need
coming.
to be a show, Scotty. I wish I could tell you. I mean, his ears are so full of blood right now.
So
I can't
full of blood. He's
even
getting choked
tell
out
him-
by Begley
Write this
and
down,
Tilt.
Scotty. Talking shit about Chicago with
This is
Cetera.
gold. We're giving you gold at the end.
We're
here,
giving
Scotty.
you gold,
God
and
damn
you're
it.
just not eating the gold, Scotty.
Eat the goddamn gold, Scotty.
Eat the gold, Scotty. It's Zevon on the Hog.